Hi guys, I'm Desiree.
And I'm Justine.
And this is Sippin and Dishin.
We sit down with our friends and get the latest dish, all while sipping on some yummy drinks.
We talk about the things in life that make you want to laugh or cry or even temporarily lose your shit.
We're real women.
This is real talk. And of course it's real drinks. Do I have your consent?
You have my consent.
Good. Welcome to another episode of Sippin and Dishin. Today we actually have a returning guest, Ashley McQueen. You might remember her from episode 8 with Sugar Smash Bakery and infertility. She is back to give us an update about her infertility journey and everything that's going on with her life. Welcome back, Ashley.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me back.
It's been a while.
I know.
It is, but I can't be gone for too long, right?
No. We don't want anybody to be gone for too long. But the
Why we
stupid
just come back?
COVID fucking happened,
I know,
and then
right?
everybody just hasn't been around.
If I could see more people, we would have a lot more returning guests. But fucking COVID.
Well, we're family, so I guess, less judgment that you're around people that, maybe not. No.
Yeah.
People still judge. Okay.
I don't care about judgment anymore.
No,
You do.
Not
you,
at this
boo.
point.
Right, yeah.
I think we shared drinks earlier.
I think so too. I think so too.
But
Don't come for us,
but-
COVID people.
I was going to ask you too if you wanted to try the passion fruit.
But I totally saw Desiree put hand sanitizer on her hands shortly after she was at the counter. I was like,
And we did it before we came inside. We are being
You
safe.
noticed it?
Oh, yeah.
I thought I was being sneaky with my spray.
Oh, no.
Well, at least you know I'm clean.
That's what I
That
look
is
at
true.
it. Yeah.
Normally I have a jug of hand sanitizer there right on the counter just for me because I'm in the kitchen baking all day. But my hands just got so dry.
Very
dry.
dry.
So it was just so bad. I'm like, I'll just wash my hands because either the alcohol in it was just drying out my hands. So, I wash my hands anyways, but I was washing my hands
Sanitizer is
and
not
using
something
that. So,
Maybe like rotation. One in the beginning of the pandemic, I had like one of those like, I don't know, like scented soaps. I think it was like, no offense, Bath and Body. I think it was one of you, and I don't think it was them. But I think it's because I was washing my hands so frequently with that specific soap that my hands got all like ashy and dry and like kind of cracked a little bit. So maybe it's like you could rotate between sanitizer and washing your hands, sanitize, washing your hands,
yeah. Well, my cousin just got a new sanitizer from Bath and Body Works, and it's a spray one. Is that what you had?
Yeah, that's what I had.
Is it
Cucumber.
the Bath and Body Works one?
It is. See, that's why
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh,
no hate. I love your shit.
She she bought that and she's like, I love it.
It's so gentle.
It's so gentle. Like I don't feel super dry after.
It smells so good.
That's
It
exactly
doesn't
what I
have
was
that
using. You can
alcohol
use a
smell.
little. You can test it out.
I wanted to go get some, but they just had this new like candle craze. And
You're like, I'm not going with
I
those
just
candles,
want hand
bitches.
sanitizer. And I'm not waiting in a 2-hour line to get it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Well, and you have to like get a ticket to get in. That's the only store I've seen where there's like a line at the mall to get into it. Multiple
Crazy.
times. Like I think every time I walked past it, there was at least 2 or 3 people in the short lines and then longers for some of them.
definitely no lines when them candles are $25 a piece though.
Nope. I'm that person. I won't pay for the $25 candle.
I would never buy a $25 candle. $10, okay.
But they're great, though. They are great. I do love their candles.
Yes.
$25.
I don't know if I love them for $25.
Nah.
They need to rethink their prices. But some crazy bitches keep paying that price, so they keep the price up. So
There have been times where I bought the candle at full price because there was like a scent
that you really
and I was
wanted.
going into like a new season and I was like, oh, I really want that scent. I really want that like spring scent. I really like this one. And I'm like waiting and waiting and waiting for them to go half off. And then they don't. So I'm like, I'm just going to buy one. I'm just going to buy one. And then when they go on sale, I go back and buy more.
Have you ever bought one and then they went on sale like 3 days later?
I hate
Not
when
that I've
happens.
noticed.
I'd be so fucking pissed.
I
Not that I've
definitely have,
noticed.
like recently with their sale that they just had, I was very mad that I went, bought some, and I was like, I'll come back on Monday. It was like Friday. I was like, I'll come back on Monday because Jade likes going there. That we'll come and we'll get some more stuff off their sale. And they fucking didn't have nothing. So I have had the opposite where I totally lost out on it.
And you should have just bought it.
I should have. But that's me and my fucking stupid thoughts of money and like, do I really need it?
Do we? Not for $25. No. You ain't going to see me buy it at $25. I don't care how good it smells.
Good.
I refuse to buy a $25 candle. That's like where I draw the line.
How about a $25 oil?
What kind of
Depends.
Like
oil?
an essential oil.
Depends.
I don't know.
Like
I mean,
not
when it's
for
my
your face. Like not for your face. Not like a face oil. I'm talking about like
a vagina oil.
No.
I was like, are you talking about like sex oils?
It's gonna give me nightmares of last night.
Next time she picks up her oil, she's gonna think of that.
No,
Can you
like
put this
a
on your body?
diffusing oil, like
Oh,
what you put in like
okay.
a diffuser.
Like the thing that was giving me a facial out there. No, that's still inappropriate. That's not what I
But
meant.
yes, that is exactly what she's talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. She has like the steamer that like gives like good smell.
It's an essential oil diffuser, but it's also
pretty
a
large.
humidifier, which
That's
is why it's
fucking
so
huge.
big. It's so big because it's a humidifier and a diffuser, so you can use it as both. And that thing will run for 27 hours straight with having to
Whoa.
reset it.
So how much does oil cost to put in that?
Well, I mean, if you're going to buy fancy oil, it's like $25 a bottle, but I don't always buy fancy oil. Sometimes I buy Amazon oil. Don't come for me, doTERRA ladies. Be like, you should only put doTERRA, whatever in that diffuser. But I did buy some oils. They were really good sale. I didn't pay $25 for the oil.
I was gonna say it depends though on what kind of oil. I mean, like for me and my whole face issue, like the emu oil, that stuff is $25+ I definitely spent the money on it.
Yeah.
Or doTERRA. Sometimes like they have the ones like it's like good for like your aches and pains and stuff.
The
like,
deep blue, I have that one. Yeah.
I mean, those ones, it's for your body, for your health.
I don't even
That's
know what
okay.
that is. What is
Deep blue-
doTERRA? What is that?
Oh, it's just a brand.
It's just a
Oh.
brand, kind of like Young Living. They make oils. It's just a brand.
Clearly, I'm not oiling my life. I don't know what that one is either.
Look,
I use a lotion.
No, I love the essential oils because, I mean, we use them for everything, and this is not an essential oil podcast, but
Today,
I know
might be.
you can totally cut out all this randomness we're talking
yeah,
about.
Luke,
Some of this is gold.
right? Luke actually buys the big bottles of eucalyptus and peppermint and uses them in the bath. That's he puts in the bath, and I'll use it in all the diffusers in the house. Like you smell eucalyptus when you first came in. And it just kind of gives, it like reminds me of like spa, like spa,
Fresh.
like a fresh spa scent. But I love it because I never have to worry about the house smelling like dogs. If you need to get like the smell, like cook smell, like you cooked dinner.
Or like if you made fried chicken that night, that shit stays in there for days.
Yeah.
Ashley, why don't you tell our listeners what you've been up to?
Yeah. So the last time I was here, I was getting ready to do fertility treatments. So I was getting ready to start the injections. I had not started yet. I kind of educated you guys on what it was, what my experience was the first time. And now let's fast forward. Gosh, that was like
That's a while ago.
May maybe of last year. Because I think I did.
I don't know. I think it's been a year.
It's been at least a year.
think
Yeah.
it's been a
Probably
year.
Been a year. So I think we actually did the treatments mid last year. So I think June-ish. And we went through the process, which included doing the injections every day, going to my appointments, doing the blood work, all the things for IVF. My eggs grew very, very well. I had 28 mature follicles, I guess is what they call them. And once you have that many and they're grown and they're mature, you can have your egg retrieval surgery. So I had a little bit of a scare because they had me take a pee test after doing the trigger shot, which is like telling your body to ovulate essentially. And it wasn't positive. It wasn't negative. And so I had to like rush. I live like an hour from the clinic. I had to rush down there, do a blood test to make sure that it was right. Because if it wasn't right, we couldn't do surgery the next day. Ended up being fine. And I went in for surgery the next day. Awful. Oh my gosh. I had never done like a major surgery. And so like I'm afraid of needles and the whole thing makes me anxious. And so they went to go do the IV in my hand. Because they have to hook you to an IV to put you out. She does this thing in your hand. It's going to be a loud noise. It's going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. It's going to be really cooling. Most people say it's just the noise that's uncomfortable. Like they don't expect it to be that loud. I'm like, okay. hurt like a bitch. It hurt so bad. It stung. It burned. And she's like, I just started bawling my eyes out. And Luke's sitting at the end of the bed, just like I'm being a baby. Like, oh my God, I cannot believe you're acting like that. Because he did have to have surgery to get his rotator put a plate in his rotator cuff. Rotator, what's that?
Cuff?
Is it cuff? Anyhow, he
So.
broke his something shoulder or something playing football and had to get it fixed. So he had surgery before and it wasn't that bad for him. So he's looking at me like, oh my God, you're such a baby. And I'm bawling my eyes out. And this is how they're going to give me the anesthesia and all my fluids and stuff. And so finally they talk me off a cliff, calm me down a little bit. And then they take me back for surgery. They give me some sleepy juice and, you know, they ask you like, can you hear me? And I'm going to count down. So I go to sleep. And I come out of surgery. I remember waking up and I wasn't like in pain or anything. I was just so thirsty. I was so thirsty because I couldn't drink for like, I don't know, 11 hours or something crazy before surgery. And so I was so thirsty. And so they gave me some water and they said, okay, well, your doctor will come check with you. He came in and he goes, well, keep in mind, we knew going in that it was going to be difficult for them to get to my ovaries because they were hoping with the eggs growing that my ovaries would drop a little bit. So it'd be easier for them to get in through my vaginal opening to get the eggs, right? Because my ovaries were so high, they thought more eggs, heavier ovaries will drop. That didn't happen. My ovaries didn't drop. Most people don't have to have their ovaries drop because their ovaries already sit where they're supposed to be. So it doesn't matter. But I guess mine are really high up. So because they're high up, they can't go in with confidence with a needle. Because essentially, you know, you have like the probe they do if you've had babies. So you know the big probe they use.
Yeah.
Usually there's a needle at the end of that. And that's what they stick into your ovaries and extract the fluid. And the eggs are in the fluid. Well, if they can't see your ovaries, which they couldn't see mine very well, every time I went in for an ultrasound, they actually had to do a belly ultrasound to see my ovaries, which is very, very, very rare because your ovaries should be way lower. And so they go, well, if they don't fall like they're supposed to, we might have to go through your stomach. But it's very risky. It's not the ideal method. We do it in worst case scenarios, but not what we want to do. So I just kind of assumed they were going to have to do that. Longer healing process, you know, terrified to death, but I figured that's what they're going to have to do. He comes out. I noticed no cuts, like nothing's going on here. And so on my stomach. And so he ends up coming out and he goes, well, I have good news and I have bad news. And I'm like, okay. He's all, good news is we were able to extract 6 eggs, which is good news, but it's also bad news because of 28 mature eggs, they were only able to get 6. They should have been able to get way more than that. Way more than that. So he's able to get 6. He goes, bad news is it was really, really difficult surgery. It was really hard to get to your ovaries. I just wasn't comfortable digging around any further without potentially puncturing your bladder or your stool or whatever it is. So he's like, you know, and I didn't feel it was very safe to go through your stomach based on where they were. So I'm like, okay. And so with statistics, when you have 6 eggs, they say only about 30% of them will make it to basically mature stage where they could actually inseminate a sperm into that egg. And so I'm like, okay. So we go home and we just wait. We wait to get a call back because we did, basically they'll wait to see how many are actually mature. Once they're mature, they'll take the sperm and inject them. And then they'll wait to see if they become embryos essentially. So we had, of the 6, we had 2 that were mature enough. One that was mature and one that was like maybe ready. I think we could probably send it to genetic testing and be okay. So they ended up calling back. We only have 1. We have a second one. We can, if you want, we can send it. So I'm like, okay, send it. They sent both of them to genetic testing, came back, not good. And not good means there's chromosomes or something missing. It's not like, oh, it might be Down syndrome. Like it's like we would not put these back into your body. And you have to keep in mind, when you're forcing your body to grow so many eggs at one time, like there's bound to be issues.
Yeah.
It's not normal or natural. So we're forcing them to grow. So it's very normal for them to not have the right chromosomal things that they need. So send it to genetic testing, no go. We can't move forward, essentially. So the embryologist is who called us and let us know, I'm so sorry. And, usually at your age, we have really good success rate, but you have to keep in mind, normally we would have more eggs that we would be sending for genetic testing. So if only two made it through. So if we would have had like 6 that made it through, maybe only 2 of them would have been good.
And then that would have been a chance to
And then that would have been a chance to put the eggs back in or put an egg back in and try to get pregnant. So since we didn't have any eggs, we had to make an appointment with the doctor again, talk about, what are we going to do next time? Can we do it next time? Does it look different? And I go to Northern California Fertility. My doctor is Dr. Stevens, which is she's super awesome. And she just said to me, look, your body is... It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. She's like, but your anatomy, your ovaries just sit so high up. It makes this more difficult. Mm-hmm. And she's like, and I had already lost like 10 or 12 pounds before doing the procedure. And so she's like, the only thing, there's nothing she could tell me to do that would make it better. Right. She's like, the only thing we can possibly do is lose a little bit more weight. And if you lose tissue in your stomach by losing fat, maybe your ovaries will have more room to move around, or maybe they might fall lower. She's like, I don't know if that'll be a fix, but if we're going to do it again, let's do what we can to make the chances higher. So I'm not telling you if you lose X amount of weight, it's going to work. I'm going to tell you, we can't change your body, but what we can do is we can try this and see if it helps. And so she said, if you can lose 20 pounds before we do this again, she goes, I know that's a lot. I know it doesn't happen overnight. She's like, but if you can do that, I would be more comfortable doing this again. So essentially that's what happened. I think it was like October-ish. And so that's when I just started like really focusing on myself and trying to get healthy. And I'd already started like making better decisions and stuff like that. But I had to make it priority. I mean, if I want to be a mom, if I want to try this again, like it's very expensive. Less is going to be covered with insurance than before. And so, if we're going to do this, like we have to make sure that I do everything possible in my means to make it happen. So that's where I'm at now. I'm trying to calculate in my head. I'm like, I know the weight, but I don't want to tell y'all how much I weigh. So I lost the 12 pounds. Then I lost 10 pounds, but the 12 pounds I lost before she told me to lose 20. So then I lost 10. So I'm about halfway to where she wants me to be. But she'd also mentioned a number. Lose 20 pounds, lose 20 pounds. But if you can get to this, that would be even better. So I'm halfway to the 20 pounds and I'm 34 pounds from the
ideal weight. If
you could get to this, that would be even better weight. So that's my goal.
Is the even better?
The even better, because this may be our last try. Because if we have to do this again, it means taking out loans, and we may still have to go into debt a little bit with this next treatment. We're trying to save and everything, but if this one doesn't go, it would 100% have to be taking out a 401k, taking a loan, like something.
Yeah, to be able to finance it.
It's not cheap.
No, so it's about $30,000.
Yeah,
so,
each try, right?
Each try, and keep in mind that's not.
So you still had to pay $30,000 even though they didn't even get to put any eggs back inside you?
No. So they only charge you X amount, which covers up until the egg retrieval. So you have to prepay, right, a chunk of it.
Yeah.
And that's up into the egg retrieval. And then once they retrieve eggs, they have you take a rest month. They want your body to rest from all those hormones they're putting inside of you. And at that rest month is when they'll calculate how much the next steps are going to be, like the visits, the blood draws, and then you pay that. So I think we paid like $7,000.
Okay.
Up into egg retrieval, and then obviously was unsuccessful. And that's not counting the cost of medication. So that's just visits, blood draws, surgery, anesthesia, and that was a whole nother thing. Yeah. So that's where we're at. We're just saving money, continuing to lose weight, and we're doing it together. We're doing a 12-week challenge. If we win the challenge, we could win some money, which will go towards fertility. And so we're
that
really
must be motivating.
Oh my gosh, so motivating. And so when you really want to eat a slice of Reese's cake after you made it, or extra buttercream, or Reese's Pieces are my favorite. So when I had extra Reese's Pieces, I was like, I could eat the rest that's in this bag. No, don't do it. So
that must make it so much harder to lose weight. I couldn't imagine being around so much yummy food. Cookies. Oh, cookies is my kryptonite.
It
As
is
we're
hard.
surrounded by cookies.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. I have cake layers cooling over there.
I was telling Justine on the way here, I was like, of course I'm on the diet. The one time I'm going to Cookie Lady's house.
Right? Well, the good thing is I don't normally have extra stuff laying around anyways.
That is good.
So it's normally everything's custom made to order. Very rarely will I do have cocoa bombs up there, actually, with some Bailey's cocoa bombs.
Stop.
No, actually it is hard, but I think when you work with it, it is less tempting most of the time. I think because I'm on a diet, it's a little bit more tempting. But also, I think with I started back on my supplements, and I stopped taking my supplements during IVF because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
If I should or shouldn't. So anywho, I started back on my supplements, which has really helped. And I think the reason why is I drink a lot of water, which fills you up, right? So then you're not hungry, so you maybe aren't craving those things. But yeah, I don't know, but the mixture of now I'm taking my supplements, drinking more water, and obviously that thing dangling in front of you, right? I have the chance to win either 10,000, 15,000, 25,000, or 50,000. So
today I did learn that not drinking enough water also makes you a bitch. So drinking more water also helps not be a bitch.
Did you drink your thing or did you leave it?
I did drink most of it. There's probably like 1/4 left, and I will finish it before I leave.
Okay, good.
I promise.
Are you drinking yours?
You didn't give me one.
You did not.
Sorry.
Why didn't you say something?
You gave her the water and then just never handed it to her. And she's like, I guess I'm just drinking water.
Yeah, I just started drinking my water.
Say something?
No. Justine's the queen of not saying something.
Jeez.
She'll just speak and she's like,
I'll be over here drowning and be like, I'm okay.
No, so I gave
I'm not saying nothing.
I gave Desiree some liquid IV. You can get it at like Safeway, or it's way expensive.
I'm probably
at
going to
Safeway.
have to get some.
They have them at Costco, which is where we prefer to get them. On the website, they're super expensive. So if you go to liquidiv.com, you're going to pay an arm and a leg, and you're going to pay shipping. So catch them at Costco. They always have them there. Obviously, it's just limited flavors, whatever they're carrying. But it is super, super helpful if you're feeling dehydrated.
Well, I feel way better already, but like once I got home to water, I was just like chugging it. I chugged it here. Just, I don't know how people, so I'm curious, maybe you can give me a tip, drink enough water in the day. Like why is something that should be so simple?
I feel like that's so common. A lot of people don't.
Hard. I just cannot remember to drink water, let alone enough water. Like I probably drink like on a good day 2 cups.
What?
Which is funny because I mean that's probably what you mostly drink all day. Like you have your coffee in the morning and then you drink water. This is the same for me, and I never drink enough.
2 cups?
Maybe fine.
Maybe
a good day is 3.
2 cups is like
2 cups is probably average. Like 1 water bottle. Like one of my tall water bottles, just one of those.
Do you know you're supposed to drink half your weight in ounces of water a day minimum?
Definitely don't do that.
Half your weight. half. So if you're let's just say.
So today I had a sip of water with my vitamins, and I had not had any water until I got home at 4:30.
No, I can't even.
But
imagine.
I chugged a lot today because I felt like I was going to die.
See, I've always been a big water drinker. We talked about this on our chat. I just prefer regular water. It's got to be ice cold water. I don't really like room temp water. Luke, my husband, loves room temp water.
Oh God, I can't get with it.
But I just prefer water. Every once in a while I'll have like the tea or something like that. But there's been times I've put like added flavor to my water bottle. I'll be like, oh, I'm going to be fancy today. And then go to drink my water because I was thirsty and been like, God damn, I wish this was just regular water.
I did the opposite.
I always
I bought some of the sweet stuff thinking it would promote me to drink more water.
You need that water jug because the cool thing about that,
it's just going to sit there full all day.
No, you don't have to get the full gallon. Okay, don't get Jamie. My cousin Jamie has one like Justine's water bottle, maybe a little.
What is that? Probably 24 ounces.
That's 24 ounces. Yeah.
Oh, look at me.
She has one like that, but it's designed like the one I have, so it's clear and it has the time of the day or whatever. And so, I think if you can get it and you see where the water level is. Even if you're busy, if you see it in front of you, it's like looking at you. It's like taunting you. Like, I haven't drank any water today. I haven't drank any, or I haven't drank enough water today. Like, that's too full.
Okay, let me paint you a story. I look at that water bottle and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to take a drink of that. But then my dog starts whining at me because she's go potty. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I walk away from that look of water, knowing in that moment I should drink it. And then I go and let her out. But then I see the plate that my husband didn't put in the sink. So I go to the sink to put the plate in the sink where it belongs. And then I go back to my computer and I never look at that water bottle again.
Why is
until
that
I look
water
at it again just to be distracted.
Why isn't that water bottle at your desk?
No, I'm just saying it probably is at my desk. And then I glance over at it and I'm like, oh, I should take a drink. And then a distraction happens. Called my dog, my child, dirty dish. The toilet needs to be picked up. I got to go potty.
So what you're saying is I need to find a way to set like automatic texts every hour. Desiree, drink water.
If you text me to drink water, I bet you I would go drink water.
Okay, maybe between the two of us, we need to just remind her.
I literally thought I was going to die today. I thought I was going to die.
Oh, yeah. No, so funny story about the whole water thing. I have friends that will ask me before we go do things, errands or whatever, do you have your water? Because they know how much I drink water. I'm not the person, we go shopping with someone, like if they don't eat, they're going to get hangry in the store. And it's like,
me.
Like we have to eat before we go shopping because this person's not going to be happy.
Yeah.
Okay. That's me with my water. If we go shopping and I didn't bring water with me, we'll be halfway through the store and I will literally be like, I need to leave. I have thirsty to go get water. Like I start to get cranky. I wish I craved it like
that. Like I don't know what happened.
My friend Becky will look at me and she'll be like, "Do you have your water?" And that's when I know I'm not being friendly or I'm just being too short or something. She's like, "Do you have your water?" And I'm like, "No, I left my water in the car." She's like, "We should probably wrap it up." And I'm like, "Yeah, we should wrap it up."
Maybe there's like a water reminder app that I can download where like my phone will chime and then I just take a drink when I chime and then eventually like a well-trained dog I'll hear a chime and be like, I'm thirsty. Water.
There probably is, but you could also set alarms in your phone.
Yeah, so fucking annoying.
Put it on your watch. Snooze. Put it on your watch.
My watch already says, "Get up, bitch! It's time to walk," and I'm like, eh.
I think there is an app though for the watch for water.
Really?
Through MyFitnessPal or something. Because I
use MyFitnessPal, but I never log my water because, like I said, it's
I could be wrong, but
if
you don't drink a lot of water, that liquid IV is the equivalent. Drinking one is equivalent to drinking 3 bottles of water.
There we go. Bam.
That's how it helps with hydration.
You had 3 bottles of water today.
So it helps with hydration. But
on top of 3 bottles of water.
Water does a lot of things other than just like keep you hydrated. Helps your skin.
Well, that's the main reason I want it. I'm scared about getting old. I don't want to be wrinkly. That's why I'm like, please drink water, bitch. You're gonna regret this in a couple of years.
Do you take collagen at all? Collagen protein?
I don't know. I take vitamins.
You should take.
It's like a daily vitamin, and then I take the biotin. Right? Is that
hair, skin, nail?
Biotin? Yeah.
You should
I
take
have a new
something
vitamin.
that has. So there's all kinds of different collagen stuff. But
all the people are learning is how unhealthy I am.
Oh my gosh! It's not.
But
that's
why we're talking, so we can learn.
It's just that as we get older, collagen protein that helps build, your muscles tear as you get older. And that's when you start to get wrinkles and things start to sag.
Why you look at me like that? Is it sagging?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know how like you see old ladies and their like cheeks are like down here,
skin starting,
or their chest is starting to get all
or the vagina neck.
Yes. So there's all different types of collagen. I have one up there. It's a powdered.
Mine's a powder,
non-flavored.
You take it?
Yeah.
Am I like the only one?
I got shit skin and no hair. Yes, I take it.
So it's in flavored powder you can add to smoothies, so I'll put it in a smoothie or something. And then I do have a.
Am I too far gone
today?
Am I too far gone from taking it?
No, I take a subsequential gel protein, which gets into your body faster, so it's higher quality and it's better. But
send me a link.
Some protein is better than no protein, or collagen is better than no collagen.
Are we sure my vitamin doesn't have some in it?
It probably has something.
Because I'm doing the hair, nail, skin.
It's not going to be enough. It's like what you need to just
or I can get
be
like
good,
Botox.
but not
you get
like
Botox and they just shoot the collagen in your skin. Is that what that is?
No, it's not collagen.
No, what is it?
I don't know, but
It's
that's
filler.
a good question because I would assume,
right?
No, because it's temporary filler. It's not like it fixes you.
I think we're too stupid for
that'd be
Ashley.
great though if you could get a shot of collagen. That would be.
You probably can in Hollywood somewhere.
For like 10 grand.
It's kind of like those people that come to your house with those like B12 IVs when you have a hangover and they just come in and give you all your fluids. That's a thing.
Moral of the story, I need to get rich.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Collagen is not expensive. Just buy you some collagen and add it to your routine.
I'll send you the link to the powder.
I'll show you my collagen protein.
It's not that I don't care about my health. It's that I'm stupid.
No, it's not stupid. It's just as we get older, we have to add things because we're losing stuff. So
I know
your vitamin before was fine for someone in their mid-20s or maybe early adulthood, but as we get older, we have to start adding things.
I gotta add stuff.
I mean, we're not old, but I mean, it's better. Didn't we talk about this earlier?
I started moisturizing probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
Preventative measures.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna present being old and get lots of surgery. Fine, I'll get some collagen.
Gratification.
Yes, I like it. Fine, I'll drink water and I'll get collagen.
I do feel like the powder did work for me, the collagen.
Like, what do you think it did?
Oh, I feel like it made my skin a lot better.
How long have you been taking it?
I'm very like caught like about my under eyes and stuff, and then my dermatitis and all that stuff, and my hair.
How long have you been taking it?
Probably 5 months.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say 5 years, so I'm not that far behind.
No,
okay, we're good.
I'm super behind. I'm older. I'm super behind.
You'll start seeing changes. It's gonna take some time to see changes. It's not gonna happen overnight. You're not gonna have to take it for years and years and years before you see something, but you have to be consistent.
I'm gonna get some.
It helps with cellulite too.
I can get a tight ass instead of little dimples.
Oh my god! Everyone, even Skinny Minnie over here has stretch marks and dimples.
Oh, I've had dimples forever.
I remember we were young, so young, and Justine, we were somewhere, and she's like, I have all this cellulite on my leg or something. It's like her legs are stretch marks or something on her legs. And I just looked at her, I'm like 3 times the size of her to her. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, look. And it was just like
what I wouldn't give for that body.
What literally looked like a shadow. I was like,
I've always had stretch marks on my hips.
Step into the light. It'll go away.
No, I've always had stretch marks on my hips. They just grew faster.
Lots of people get stretch marks and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think everyone got cellulite.
But we were talking about that you were saying you think your legs are great. And you were talking about how it must be a short person thing. Because you're talking about me and somebody else.
People don't like their legs. I never said they're great. I just said I don't hate them. Like, I'm cool with wearing shorts and I'm not like insecure about it. But there's plenty of short little people that are just like, they're like, I can't wear shorts. You see these fat legs. And I'm just like, what do you think of mine in these shorts then? Excuse me?
I like my legs, but I have very muscular legs. I mean, and that goes back to the PCOS and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I've even my legs might be wider than someone's, but it's literally all muscle.
Yeah.
Like I literally.
Oh God.
I said to Luke the other day. I looked at him and I'm like, "Does your butt jiggle?" And he's gonna look at me like,
huh?
"What?"
Excuse me?
I said, "Does your butt jiggle?" And he goes, "Everyone's butt jiggles." I'm like, "My butt doesn't jiggle." And he's like,
You're gonna have to show me.
he's like,
I'm
"What?
invested.
Your
He's intrigued.
butt doesn't?" He's all, "Your butt jiggles." I'm like, "No, it doesn't jiggle." And in my head, I was thinking, I tried to do a TikTok earlier and I couldn't get my butt to jiggle. My butt does not jiggle. I said, it's too muscly. It's too muscly. There's no like jiggle there. I have like a bubble butt. It's just all muscle.
It's a tight little butt.
And just so y'all know, I'm over 200. So I am not like some fit lady, like with some muscle, like at the gym lifting hella weight. Like, it's not like I have this like amazing figure by any means, but for some reason, like my legs, my thighs have some fat like in the center, but like my legs as a whole and my butt like solid. And so it's just so funny how like, I mean, I don't mind my legs by any means, but I know some people like Justine over here hate wearing
I'm telling
shorts.
you, it's those
Hate it.
teeny weeny petite girls. They don't.
No.
I know
hate it.
quite a few of them. They do not like shorts. And it's just like,
I'm
what?
trying to wear shorts this year.
Let's see if she can do it. I'll get collagen. You wear shorts. We become better people.
Yeah.
But you were talking about how your PCOS makes you strong. Do you want to tell our listeners some of the other stuff that you're doing in the PCOS world?
Yeah. So because of going through all this IVF stuff, I've gotten a lot more open about sharing my struggle and educating people on what PCOS is. And I follow these really great social media influencers or advocates. And they really empowered me to like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Right. And there's a couple different platforms they've asked people to like step up and share their stories. And so coming up in March 4th, actually, you can sign up to be a PCOS advocate. And through that, you get to share your story, talk to Congress about needing more funding and how that would impact people's lives. And right now, we have 1% funding for PCOS stuff. That could be research, that could be support, but it goes back to like some of the things like I really want to fight for. There'll never be a cure. Maybe like generations and generations and generations on, maybe, but not in my lifetime. There will never be a cure for PCOS. But, you know, what I think matters is why doesn't someone with PCOS have the support from their healthcare providers like they should? For example, PCOS, a lot of people that have it have insulin resistancy. When you have diabetes, a lot of the times through your health insurance or providers, they give you resources and tools. Maybe they give you blood sugar testing or classes to teach you how to manage your diabetes, or, you know, discounts to healthy living. Like, not every insurance offers it, but some platforms have these ways to support someone who has diabetes.
Yeah.
Well, someone with PCOS struggles with insulin resistancy, which is not diabetes, but it's kind of the same umbrella.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't someone with PCOS also have resources like that?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Or, you know, medication. Why isn't that there's not something specific? Right now they're giving me medication for someone who has diabetes and someone who, like an acne medication or something that also they found out people that were taking this also got pregnant, and they realized, oh, it helped regulate their hormones. And so the medication that women with PCOS that are recommended are just like by accident, they found out this might help. Why isn't there funding and research to find a
Actual medicine, yeah.
like a medication that's like, this is for PCOS?
Yeah.
You know, instead of like, take this and take this and take, like, literally it's like a concoction of things. And it might help a little bit. And most of it comes with awful side effects, like diarrhea or whatever the case may be, right? And so it's just kind of pushing to have that research and that funding. And most doctors don't even know a lot about PCOS.
Yeah.
I had a doctor in San Diego one time. I have like all these like I don't know, little dots on my boobs. They just look like pores, right? And I've had them my whole life that I can ever remember. I've always had them. And it's because someone with PCOS, like I said, has hair on their chest. And I'm so lucky I don't have hair on my chest. But that's where hair would grow if I were to have that issue. So my, like,
I'm pretty sure I have those too.
I was
Really?
just gonna say I have the spots
The
too.
pore looking
and-
things. Yeah, mine are really lumpy like that.
lumpy or like look like pores.
Yeah, like divots. Like maybe like you could pop it.
Yeah.
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 So
So
I'm convinced I have PCOS.
well, and so she one time she looked at me and she goes, "Why do you have all these?"
Like, and she's a doctor.
I'm like, I literally want, like, what?
She didn't even know what they were.
No. And then I had another doctor that I was telling them about PCOS, or I deal with this and this, and they were like, "Oh, just eat, eat better. There's not a whole lot of research that ties that and that and that." And I'm like, well, I not only had a doctor tell me this, but I've also read up on it a lot. And everything is telling me exactly opposite of what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it just boils down to like, it's not part of their education to learn. And I think something that affects 1 in 5 women, it probably should.
That's huge.
Like it probably should be something like they learn about diabetes. Why don't they learn about PCOS?
Yeah, and then if they learned about it, they might be able to help like young girls sooner with potential
Versus just putting them
medication
on birth control or whatever the case may be. Like, so I think for
They
me,
sure passed that shit out like candy.
Right.
I remember when I wasn't even sexually active, they were like, "Here, take this." I'm just like, "What?"
yeah, and my cousin, our cousin, mine and Justine's, just had a lump removed, and they told her that it was because of her birth control. That the putting the hormones into her body, it causes these lumps in some women, and they had to remove it. And she has another one growing back. They're gonna have to take a look at.
Oh my god!
And she's 17. So scary, right? And they put
That is
her,
way too young to.
They
yeah,
put her
wow.
on it because they think she might have PCOS. I think, or
There,
what's
it
the
was
other
because she
one?
has some kind of like bad like periods, right? Like she's
but what's the
painful
other
or
one?
cysts
It's not
or
PCOS. It's it's the other endometriosis.
I think more women need
They
to be
think she has
tested for it.
endometriosis.
Because you like how many women have it that don't know, because
A
you said it's
lot.
1 in 5, so
1
that
in
means
5.
especially since most women aren't talking about it, that means that 1 in 5, maybe 1 in 10 don't know.
Yeah,
You know what
and
I mean?
most
So
people
it's-
only find out. The only time anyone ever gets the extra testing to try and figure out what's happening is when they can't have a kid.
Maybe this extra testing should happen sooner, because I have someone in my mind that I'm thinking might have it now.
And most women don't find out until they're 30 because they don't find out until they've had a hard time getting pregnant. They see a clinic, the clinic does the testing, finds out they have PCOS.
But you said that not all women have the infertility with PCOS, though, right? Like there's some
Correct.
people that have it that did not have the issue.
And some women have kids just fine and find out later after having kids they have PCOS because their periods disappeared and they're not going through menopause because their hormones are not showing they're premenopausal or they're going through menopause. So they end up doing more testing and find out they actually have PCOS.
It's insane.
Or they're gaining a lot of weight out of nowhere for no reason. No lifestyle change, no nothing. So they go to the doctors and they end up doing blood work and find out, oh, you have PCOS. So and you have to have, so many criterias, right? Or they have a cyst and they have none of those side effects that they can think of or that it hinders them. And then they end up doing this blood work and they realize, oh, I guess I do. I wax my sideburns or,
I've had a cyst before.
to them. So
I had one. It popped and it like caused me a lot of pain, and I went in, and the cyst was already gone, but they saw the damaged tissue, and so they had told me I had one.
well, and the other thing is too, is that they say that PCOS a lot of times is genetic.
Well, my sister has it. I mean,
And I mean, my mom had kids, my aunt had kids, my grandma had kids.
my sister did have a kid pretty young, like but then after like already having a baby, trying to have one, she like tried for like probably 4 or 5 years with her husband and never was able to have another baby until like years later. Whoopsies.
Yeah.
So but when she was actively trying, she struggled.
Well, and that's what they're trying to find out. Like research has shown that it might be hereditary. So is there a way to test for that early on?
Like if you already have someone in your
testing,
family
or-
having it, like, yeah.
So it's just all these things that the unknown, and no one's gonna know if someone doesn't stand up and try and get some answers. And so I signed up to be a PCOS advocate, talk to Congress, share my story, and potentially get some research. And most people don't even know September is PCOS Awareness Month, and
Because it's not broadcast.
Yeah, it's not broadcast. No one talks about it because everyone thinks it's a vagina thing. It's not a vagina thing. And so,
God forbid you talk about your fucking vagina.
Oh my God.
Yes.
God forbid.
Yeah, and so
I'm just going to start bringing my vagina up in random conversations.
Make
Plain
people
and
hella
simple.
uncomfortable.
oh my gosh, so
Hi,
yeah.
group of men. Do you know I have vagina today? Insane.
Oh my gosh. Did you off topic? I won't bring it up, but
Uh-oh.
the lady on TikTok that made like this huge debacle because she made a TikTok about normalizing stinky vaginas. Did you see that?
No.
Normally,
know
a
you're
stench
not.
would indicate something unhealthy, right?
No.
No?
So she's like, I'm not talking about like stinky, like fishy vaginas. She's like, I'm just talking about like the normal vagina smell. Or like,
Yeah.
she's like, or like just like sweaty vagina. There's sweaty balls and it's normal. Like people know men have sweaty balls. Like women have
You're
sweaty
delusional if
vaginas.
you think your vagina don't sweat and stink.
Yeah. And so she's like, you have to understand, like, just normalize it that,
You know what
when-
people were criticizing her?
So then people basically like stitched her video or something and were like, she's like, you nasty. Let me teach you how to like clean your vagina type
my
thing.
God.
And
Oh my
she's
God.
she's
So
like,
much shaming over nothing. She was just trying to like normalize that
and they
vaginas,
just took
kind of,
this-
you know?
They just took a segment of her video that was like,
gonna
let's
have to look it up.
normalize stinky vagina. And then they stitch it and like, let me teach you how to clean your vagina. But it doesn't go into the video where she's saying, I'm not talking about like stinky, like where something's wrong. She's like, I'm talking about like,
I bet you these bitches are the same
Just-
ones that use Summer Eves. Okay, like everyone knows that shit is bad for
Right.
your pH.
but it's like, it's kind of like
the fuck outta
armpits,
here.
right? Like we all know armpits have a smell,
Yeah.
it's just, she's like,
Some people are into the armpit smell though. Sometimes like a nice musk. Just,
no.
I'm not saying me. I just
I
said
somehow
some
made
people.
it on Popple Pimping TikTok last night and about vomited. Oh,
I make it there all the time
No.
on purpose.
Oh
No.
my God.
I'm like, yes, squeeze it. I'm like, Kirk, you see this shit?
no.
that one was juicy.
I'm like,
And then I'm like, hey, can I pop you? You got anything good?
oh. I was on the
Take off your
couch
shirt.
scrolling. I was scrolling and I saw one and I'm like, oh, I can't. I gotta keep looking. So I kept looking and I was like, no. As I got down further, it was so bad.
Hashtag normalize pimple porn.
Oh no,
What else do you call it? People call food porn.
That's true.
it's awful.
You know, I don't know if I shared this, but I had took an ancestry test a while back, and I have trouble salivaing on demand. I mean, I had a drink in me right now, so I think I'm doing all right. But typically, like, I don't saliva easy. I normally have like more of a dry mouth, probably because I don't fucking drink water. Neither here
Which is
nor
bad
there.
for your teeth, by the way, and causes
Neither-
cavities.
I also have that problem.
Yeah. Yep.
Anywho, I had to Google a video of a hamburger just to get my mouth to salivate enough to spit in my ancestry test.
God.
And I was totally watching my food porn. I was just like, yeah, cook that burger. Oh, you see that juices come out? And then sure enough, I got enough spit. Sure enough.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy delicious
Very
looking.
crazy. I feel like I should
That's what these
stare at a
pimple-
picture and see if my mouth saliva.
Stare at that cake long enough, you'll see. And I'm just, anyways, totally off topic, but I wanted to share my food porn experience.
Well, speaking of food porn, I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding.
Oh no.
So yeah, so definitely talking to Congress, kind of get back on track here, Desiree. From vaginas to pimples to food porn, back to PCOS. So yeah, I'm gonna do my part and what I can do, and then I'm still learning. You know, I'm not going into this as a professional by any means.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do my part, share my story, share my experiences, and hopefully help someone else feel normal with what they're dealing with. And so what I decided to do is start my own podcast. Yay! So, and that's why Desiree and Justine are here at my house, in my office bakery room here, because they're helping me set up all my stuff. So I'm gonna get comfortable with the mic and all of the things. And I decided podcast name is going to be Sweet Cyster, and not sister with an S, but sister with a Y or a C. I can't talk.
CY.
CYSTER. And that's because in the PCOS community, a lot of people call each other sisters. Not everyone deals with cis, as we mentioned before, but it's just kind of something
part of the
fun.
name.
It's kind of just, community. And so it's Sweet Cyster because I own a bakery, as y'all know. And did I mention it in this podcast? But in the previous episode 8, go back and listen to episode 8. I talk a lot more about the bakery and opening that. So if you want to know a little bit more about me and that, definitely check out episode 8. But I am definitely going to do the podcast thing. I'm going to get comfortable with everything, and I will most likely have an episode up and running in February. Okay, don't have an exact date for everyone setting their timers, but it is going to be Sweet Cyster.
Determined.
Yes, to be determined. And I will be on Instagram and all of the streaming possibilities I can. So definitely check it out. I would say by February 25th, I will have an episode up.
Yes. And we will make sure to share her podcast and where to find it when it is out.
Absolutely.
And you guys will be able to find it.
So happy to have them on my podcast too. So that'll be really fun.
Heck yeah.
Well, we're excited for you. I think everything you're doing for the PCOS community is great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All the awareness you're bringing and stuff.
I hope you guys do get more funding.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think only 1%.
Yeah. I think you're putting up a fight for a really important cause.
Thank you.
It's hard to be a woman.
It is.
Yeah.
And one of 5 of us go unnoticed on what's going on in our body.
Yeah.
And that's not right.
Yeah, a lot of women just aren't comfortable with their body to notice the differences or so.
Well, I think
a whole nother thing.
It's years of conditioning, years of not being allowed to talk about sex, years of keeping your body super private. There's years of not talking about these no subjects. So of course we're conditioned like, oh look, there's something going on different with my downstairs, but I can't talk about it because we don't talk about our downstairs.
Yeah, and not even our downstairs, like
None of it.
mental, like your mental well-being, whether it be, pains or discomforts, right, that you're dealing with and you don't want to talk about it. Just so much stuff. Or like for me, like it took me how many years, I admitted it to y'all, but how many years to openly tell someone I shave my face. I would literally I would shave in the morning, at night, and I would keep a disposable razor in my trunk of my car as a backup, just in case I had a day where I felt like it was pricklier than others, or I last minute decided to stay the night at a cousin's house, and I never really told anyone about it. And there's probably many times where people noticed discoloration or maybe saw it, but no one said anything. Luckily, because I probably would have been mortified, but it was August. We went camping and Luke had a little too much to drink the night before.
Oh my God.
No.
And talking about Luke not drinking, man, that boy drank that night. And so
Luke is her husband.
Yeah, Luke is my husband. And so we went to bed, and normally he's up and like butt crack of dawn way before me. He's going fishing in the river because we camp right there on the river. And so I get to do my own thing in the tent. So while he's out fishing or getting breakfast ready, I'm able to freshen up, shave my face, fix my hair, whatever, and come out, because even camping, I still got a face and makeup on because I got a 5 o'clock shadow.
You're like, I'm gonna contour that motherfucker gone.
Yeah. So I normally don't have to worry about it. Well, I got up. I gotta go pee. It's daylight. I gotta get my shit together because it's daylight. Like, people are gonna see me out there. it's not like it's in the middle of the night and it's dark.
Yeah.
So I'm like kind of laying there waiting for Luke to get up. Like he's got to be getting up any minute, right?
You're
Like
get
it's
the
like
fuck out of
almost
here.
8:00. He's not getting up, and I'm like, I've got to go to the bathroom. I gotta get going. Like I gotta get started. I don't want to lay here forever. You know, it starts to get hot in your tent, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I'm going for it. So I just started. I wiped my, clean my face. I pulled my hair up, and before I put my makeup on, I gotta shave my face.
Yeah.
So I just started shaving my face on the side of the bed. And I didn't say anything. I didn't tell him, like, don't look. Like, it wasn't, like, weird. I just started doing it.
So at that point, you had never done it in front of him?
Never. I'd never even talked to him
Oh my
about
God.
it.
That was just like last year?
Oh my God.
And we've been together, 9
Yeah.
I hate,
Yes.
I hate that the world made you feel like that was something that you had to keep a secret. It's not something you can control. It's not with like anything that has to do with what in your
I was
power.
so embarrassed about it. So embarrassed. And I've never even had a conversation with Luke about it.
Wow.
And like he's
Look at you getting
obviously
brave. So proud.
He's obviously seen it or noticed. Like he's obviously trying to get lucky in the early morning time where I probably have prickles. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's seen me without makeup that I definitely have a shot. Like, so I mean, but he's never once said anything about it, which obviously makes me feel good, right? Because he's not like he's like, so
Yeah.
He's like, like it's not like you got a booger on your face, okay? It's
yeah, like what's this stuff?
Yeah.
And he's never questioned why I always have makeup on, and are giving me a hard time, like you should just not wear makeup. And because I get that all the time, like you always have makeup on, even when you're camping, you always have makeup on.
Oh my God.
And I just I just feel more comfortable with makeup on.
Yeah.
I don't tell them why.
Yeah.
But I've gotten a lot more comfortable. Like I went camping with our cousin Jamie and her cousins, and there was probably like 15 of us, and we were all sitting around the table, and I came out and I had a full face of makeup on, and one of the boys were like, why do you always have makeup on first thing in the morning?
Because you want to.
And I was like, I could just say it makes me feel more comfortable, or I could tell them the reason why.
So did you?
And I was like, well, because every morning I have to get up and shave my face, and I don't want to. I was like, you can definitely tell that I have a 5 o'clock shadow, or I have a little bit of a shadow like a man does when he shaves, and so I put makeup on because that's how I feel more comfortable. And you could just see everyone's like, this was last summer. And I talked to the girls about it, but I don't think any of the boys there had ever said anything. They all just kind of look at me. They were like, oh.
And then what about their business?
Yeah. Like, they just kind of were like, oh.
They were just shocked at your honesty.
Yes. And so that's where I'm getting to now, is where
honesty.
I'm confident in telling people why things happen. And so I don't think people are prepared for the answer sometimes. And sometimes people aren't prepared, but then they're like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Or, oh my gosh, you must use really great makeup, or whatever the case may be.
I cannot see where this fight of it, like, where would it be?
It's there.
I feel like I had found out about the shaving probably a year ago.
Yeah.
I would.
Well, if you're just getting, comfortable with it. That's why I talk about poop.
I think
for years.
Well, I think I got more comfortable about it. I think I got more comfortable because as women get older, those things happen anyways. Does that make sense? So women start to grow hair.
What people think too, though.
But women start to grow hair in places they didn't have hair before as they get older. So now that
I've had this mustache forever, girl. Forever.
I don't know.
Right there.
But even people that don't have it, though, as they get older, hair grows. Where it's not.
I'm not looking forward to
normally
ear hair. I know that happens as you get old.
Ear hair,
Ear
nose hair.
Yeah.
I think it was like, I don't know I think I told Jamie and Justine, look, if I have a baby, how people are like in labor for like a long period of time. And like, if I'm there for 30 hours, like I probably would have already shaved my face twice in that time frame. So if I have a baby ever, I'm going in there with makeup. And if we start to see a situation, we're going to need I'm going to need you to like help a sister out. Because I don't want to be taking a picture with a baby. Like,
and you got a little prickle going on.
And I mean, from a camera, you probably wouldn't notice, but it would make me feel a lot better. So I was like, I remember telling him, like, you guys are on like duty, okay? So yeah.
Well, that's all for today's episode of Sippin and Dishin. Thank you, Ashley, for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please go rate, review, and subscribe. Until next time, bye.